Fish Planet, and we're back on Moose Lake. We had a big problem here. I was in here a while ago making a live video, and I was on my boat that's over here. I parked the boat away here, where my fishing spot is at for Moose Lake, and somehow I fell off the boat, and it went into some kind of a loop that was going in like into the back room, coming back up again. So. And it seems to have some kind of a glitch. I tried to get back in it. I actually tried to get back out of the game and get back. I had to get off the entire game and just redo the restart the entire fishing plant. And so I'm going to get back on that boat again, and I'm going to see if I can go back to the fishing spot there again, and maybe hang out there a little bit more. But basically, it cost me the travel time, so I couldn't stay fishing. I had to get off the entire game, so it cost me the money I use for travel. It costs. So let me get back here and start the engine here. I think I got the anchor up. So there's a fishing spot over here that I go to, and this will catch a lot of the Atlantic salmons. And I'll come out here, right about here. I'll start turning back up. Wait a minute. So this is about my fishing spot here. It's in this area right here. And you'll see one of my green markers out there. You'll see two of them out in that area. I'm a little bit separated because I like to get maybe another couple yards closer to that marker, or a couple meters closer, maybe another 3 meters closer to that mark. But it's okay, this area here. And what I'm going to do is move up on the time here, and we're going to go up to more closer to noon, I guess. Around 11 o'clock a.m. we're going to go up here. Okay. And let me go and give me a fishing rod here. We're gonna go. This is a heavy fishing rod. I'm using a blue spinner here for my lure, and this rod is a 62-pound maximum. On the line is a 62-pound test. That's what you got on here. And it has a 61-pound drag on here. All right, a little dangerous, but it's basically what I use to fish. Now I got another rod that I use here, but what I do is I end up changing them back and forth. And what I got is this. It's a lighter rod. It's still 46-pound test, and I drag it around 32 pounds. All right, and the same thing. I'll be using the blue spinner bullet. It's what I'll be using on here. And there are some times that I'll be using a medium spoon, and I'll kind of go back and forth on those. So right now I'm going to go to the heavier rod here. Alright, now I don't use live bait on here. You can use live bait on Moose Lake, and some people have better luck. I like using lures a lot, so I'm going with this one here. Alright, so let me go and pull the baby out here. There she is. Now for my first cast, I haven't seen nothing jumping out here, so I'm not sure where they're at today. So we'll go back. We'll go here. There's 2 markers way out there in the distance, right at the tip of my rod. You see them out there. And I know there's 2 markers. I should only have 1, but I just shoved that marker out there anyways by mistake. So what I do here is I let the lure sink around halfway, a little bit closer to the bottom here. Maybe closer than half. Maybe about 2/3 of the way down to the bottom. And I'm already getting some beeps on my fish finder, so there's some fish in the area. So right around here, I start bringing it in. Alright. And it's mostly stop and go actions what I got here. Now before the glitch happened, I've actually already caught quite a few lake trouts. And I got a couple other fishes, and I was doing pretty good. And then the glitch happened when I was bringing in a fish. I was possibly bringing in another lake trout, and somehow the guy came off the boat and ended up in the water. Figure that one out. And then it went into some kind of a crazy loop, and it wouldn't let me back in the game. So I had to sign off the entire game and get back into it. And I lost the travel. Even the travel, I end up losing on that. The money I have for the travel. There's another marker you see out here, right at the tip of the mark. You can barely, I don't know if you can see it on your screen, but right off there, and then I'll end up. If I don't see too much action on that, on those other two markers that I put, I'll hit it on this side. Again, let it go down about halfway before I start reeling in. And it's a little bit, the water here on this side is a little bit more shallower than that side there, where it's deeper. And there we go. We got something there. Let me get my drag up a little higher. I think this probably be could be a rainbow trout. One of the other trouts, not rainbow trout, but lake trout. Let's see what we got here. Alrighty, it is a lake trout, a small one. This is actually one of the smallest ones. I've been catching some bigger ones here, way bigger than this. But we did get 2 points here for the club. And if you guys want to join the club, it is called Son of a Donut on YouTube. Okay, Son of a Donut on YouTube. That's the name of the entire club. It's a very large name, but it kind of gets to the point that when I'm playing the club now, not regular fishing, when I'm playing the club, I'll probably be doing it live on YouTube. So you guys can join the club, and you know that when you're on the club, and if I'm playing it and I'm out here, I'm probably going to be live on YouTube, so you can check yourself later on around here where I'm fishing. So we're going to keep this guy here. He paid, it's a 7 pounds, almost 7 pounds and a half, 26 inch and 9. 37 XP, so I didn't pay that much in XP, but it was okay. And we got two points for the club, and they paid 338 buckaroos there. So here we go. So that was not bad to open up here. And I'm sorry about those people that were actually looking at the broadcast when it went out. Hopefully you guys can get back in there and start looking. And if you guys are seeing the broadcast and you like the broadcast, don't forget to hit the like button. Now I am big fan of the Fishing Planet. I've been playing it for like around, I think about 4 years, or maybe more than that. I've been playing it. Now, if you look at my at the level I'm I think I'm on level 32, and that's because I've been changing consoles, and every time I change console, I start the whole thing all over again. All right, but I usually hit the Alaska. Let me get some drag on this one. I usually hit the Alaska level, and kind of like after that, that's it for me. I don't go any further than that. Here we go. We got a bigger one here. There you go. This is a 22 pound. It's actually a trophy. It's 39 inches and almost 40 inches. And we ended up earning 3 club points, and 1,029 it paid there. And XP's not that bad, 117 XP's. So there you go. Let me see if I get up, show the picture of this a little better. All right, there you go. I can't center this. There you go. I'm trying to center it. There you go. So there I am, and it looks like I'm in a wetsuit. Oh, come on, don't get into another weird freaking... So that's not bad as a keeper. Alright, so let's see if we can bring in a couple of those guys in there. So I'm casting here to the side. Now, you can try from the dock to catch these fish. The problem is the distance of your rod may not have the distance for it. And if you use one of the crappier rods that have the distance, and you end up probably breaking your rod probably. So let's see if we bring it in. So like I said, on the club, I just created the club yesterday, and it's got no members on it. Hopefully we'll get some members on there. I don't know what these points are for. If in the future they're going to be awarding something for these points, I'm still kind of confused about the whole thing about points on these clubs. But I'll tell you one thing: it'd just be kind of dumb if you actually award points but don't get nothing in return. It's just getting points for your club. Alright, I don't know where is that going to. So now there are some awards, it looks like, but I don't know if that's that you have to go and buy one of the club things. I don't know what to do with that. How they get to those award points. How much points you need to get to that. I have no idea. Somebody's got to put a good detailed video out here having to do with the club and what the points are for and the whole 9 yards, and explain it a little better than what they're doing now. All right. So it's like I believe it's like a new thing here for the at least for the PlayStation 4. I got a PlayStation 4 here Plus, and I'm sure it's on PlayStation 5 and everything. Got the clubs. But another thing I see on the clubs is limited. There's only 20 members in your club. It kind of takes out the spirit of competition when you have something like that, because if you're able to reach 20 members and you're not able to add to your membership more members, then kind of beats up the idea of competition, I guess. Here we are. We got a 7-pound, and this is 28 inches, and we got another 3 points for the club. And this one paid off 108 XPs and paid about 569 of the bait coins, or whatever you want to call them. It's over here. Not bait coins, the regular money you got on here. So here you go. So that's another one there. So like I was saying about the club situation, if you're only allowed to have 20 members, then it's okay, but it's kind of like if they say you're somebody that plays this a lot and you have a lot of fans and you have some kind of YouTube channel or maybe other social media channels, and you really want to turn it into something interesting, you really would like to have 1,000 members, 20, whatever. The problem is you couldn't have enough people, I guess, playing. They couldn't actually. Oh, this guy's really. What the heck? What is this thing? Hang on, I'm going to put some drag on this guy, just hopefully I don't break the line here. But this guy is really, and I got a 62-pound drag on this. I mean, line on there with a 62-pound drag on it. It's got to give me a hard time. Looks like I play him a little. I hope I don't fall off the boat again and end up with this glitch. Here we go. Not too shabby, not too shabby. 44 pounds, almost 45 pounds. 53 inches. And we got 4 club points on that one. It paid 2,041 and 483 XPs. Man, we wiped out the XP. We really did pretty good on that one. Let me see what it looks like here. Alright, there it is. Good size fish. Good size fish we caught on that one. Blue 6, you're up again. What are you doing out here? You know, Blue 6, when you went off the live broadcast, just right after you went off the live broadcast, I fell into the water somehow. Some kind of a weird glitch. And my guy fell into the water, went into some kind of a loop, and I couldn't get back into the game. I just stayed there. I had to turn off the entire game and reload the entire game. Lost the money that you get those points for the game money. To get back into the game, I lost that to travel money, and I had to redo it again. So I'm back here again, but I thought you were going to go to sleep. I thought you were going to get out of here. So that is the fish. So I got out of the glitch. I hope I doesn't fall back in the water again, and I end up losing the travel. Yeah, I fell off. The guy actually fell off the boat. And it was like in the water, and it went into some kind of a strange, weird loop, and it couldn't get back into the boat. And there's nothing I could do to get the guy back on. And then when I tried to I tried to somehow get out of the game to get back on. As soon as I get back in the game, it was still in the loop. So I had to turn off the entire game. Like I said, lost the travel, the money that's using the game to travel, lost that, and I had to go back out and do the whole thing again. Here I am. And I hope they fixed the glitch on there, because it's a glitch. It's some kind of a glitch that it has. I've never had that before. I remember when I played a fishing game, and this is going like I think 5 years ago. I think I've been around like 5 or 4 years on fishing game, or even longer than that, for quite a while. And they had this glitch, which was a kind of funny glitch, where you caught the fish and the fish will be on top of the water. You're bringing him in, and instead of being in the water, he's on top of the water. He's like flying on top of the water. Uh, and it was a weird glitch. And they had quite a few different weird glitches back then, and they started to fix the glitches more and more. There's something, every time I'm bringing this in, there's something biting it. I don't know what that is. So this game has had its problems with glitches in the past, and I always notice that the glitches usually come at the beginning of one of their updates. Alright, so hopefully we'll get that fixed. They'll get that fixed. But I'm not going to sit there and say, no, the game is ruined or is all disastrous. I really like the game. To me, this is the best game there is for a fishing simulator. I don't think there's one better than this one. I tried other ones and I've been disappointed. They made a big deal about it, and then you go and you get the fishing game, other fishing games, and you still end up with a mediocre fishing game that has nowhere near the effects that this game has. Alright, so there's nothing, as far as I can tell, there's nothing better to fish. As far as Fish Simulator, I don't think there's a better one out there. This is it to me. And I've always liked the movement of the rod, the line, the ambience of it. So I didn't catch nothing on that one. Let me go out here to my other marker. It's way out there, you can see it. And see if there's anything out there. Passes away. What is? No. Who passed away? Do you want to know Henry Kissinger? Kissinger, the one that opened the door for the U.S. and China relationship, he passed away. And he was about 100 years old. And then he opened up the doors to China, and China then went and said, "Oh, thank you very much for opening up the door. We are going to take away all your industry now. We bring it here to China. We make a cheap product and send them back to America." So that's basically what they did. So he basically, see, the thing that I've always had with that 1970, early 70 deal that Kissinger did with the Chinese was, if he would have left the Chinese alone and done nothing, him and Nixon would have done nothing to the Chinese, we will probably not be dealing with the Communist Party of China right now. Because at that point in time, in 1969, 68, going into the 70s, the Chinese were basically going to go bankrupt. And their entire government was going to collapse. And along came Kissinger and the globalists, because he's part of that globalist gabad, you could say. And he got together with the Nixon and opened the doors for China to come into the U.S. and basically pillage and rape the U.S. out of their industries. Alright? So, big problem that turned out to be. I don't know. I don't remember seeing that. But I'm just talking here. I know I'm getting into the politics of things here. And I got a big mouth when it comes to global politics. But it is what it is. Kissinger, he should have never gone to China when China was about to fail in a big way. China's economics was failing. And I believe if he would have given another 3 years to China, if China would have been able to have gone with nobody interfering in their politics or helping them out, and probably around 1975, the Communist Party would have fallen in China, and you would have maybe had a better Chinese government that wouldn't have been oppressing and doing what they're doing to the people they're still doing to their people. They basically have turned China into some kind of a zombie communist socialist fascist nation. It would have been a better place to live. A better place. I think China would have been the most powerful country in the entire world if communism did not exist in China. If there would have been more of an open society and people get to vote for their leaders, and the oppression of all the communism would have not existed in China, China would have been possibly the #1 country in the entire world, just based on their population and their economics. And I think also their products would have not been known around the entire world for being cheap and garbage. I think they would have been under freedom. You could say people make better products. under oppression when you're being forced to serve a factory for 12 hours and 16 hours a day, 7 days out of the week, you're not making good products. You're making shitty products. All right. So, and they have this model in China about when they make the products, it's basically to make you products on purpose that suck. So you buy more of the products, and that's what's ruining a lot of the Chinese factories manufacturing. They're moving out of China. So here we go. Atlantic salmon we got here, and that's a 9 pound and 27 inch, almost a 28 inch Atlantic salmon. We got 2 club points, 411 bucks on that one, 70 XPs. So not too bad, not too shabby. All right, we got on that one. So finally we got a bite on that. Let me cast because I caught him. I believe I caught him this way. So the lake trouts. Let me try to get a little deeper down this lake to see if we can get a lake trout going here. All right. If you guys are joining the game here or coming out to the game, and you're watching this live, earlier today I did a live video. Got into some kind of a glitch. I couldn't get out of it. I had to rebroadcast the entire thing again. And also, you can now join the club, and the club's name is Son of a Donut on YouTube. The whole thing, Son of a Donut on YouTube. You can search for the club on Fishing Planet and request to join. So when I'm out here doing a live show, you can come out here and just be along the lake here, do some fishing. We can all shoot the bull, you could say, and enjoy the great game of the Fishing Planet. All right. And when I talk about China, please also keep in mind that I'm not talking about the Chinese people. I have actually family members who are Chinese, and I'm talking about the Communist Pig Party of China. All right, that seems to feel that the only way that China can run is under the communist, socialist, fascist government that they have. All right, that's what I'm talking about. And Kitchener should have left it alone. Like I said, Kitchener should have left that alone, not interfere in Chinese politics or try to open the doors for China. That was basically about to shut down the Communist Party. Kitchener actually saved the Communist Party. He has been the savior of communism, you could say. That's what he did. He saved the Chinese from total meltdown by opening up the doors to China, to the United States. And if we would have kept that going for another couple more years, we wouldn't have the situation we have in the South China Sea, and we wouldn't have the situation we have with Taiwan, and the situation we're having with the aggressiveness of China trying to export communism around the world. So here we go. We got another one. Lake trout, 8 pound, a little bit more than 8 pounds and a half, and 28 inch, not too bad. And we got 2 club points for that one, and 389 club bucks, whatever you want to call them. And 42 XP, so not too shabby on that one. All right, so I think the bigger ones are going to be coming in here soon. So let's go out there and see if we can catch her. Blue 6, don't you work today? Don't you work later on today? Because if you're up, man, go get some sleep. Let me see if I get something bigger out here. I haven't heard too much of the fish finder. I have not heard it bleep. No, here we go. We just had a bite there. Usually when you have the bigger fish out here, you'll hear that fish finder go beep, beep. So I've not been hearing it bleeping too much here. There's a big fish that just jumped over there to my right. I'm gonna probably shoot that way and see if we can get a bigger fish here. Oh, you work tomorrow, you said. Wait a minute. Alright. Okay. So I'm actually thinking maybe I'll spend more time here on Fishing Planet and do some fishing and maybe expand the game broadcast here more. Look at the size of that fish. Just had a bite there. Actually, what I'm thinking about is maybe making a whole brand new channel just dedicated to fishing and put some kind of Patreon account. There you go. So we got another lake trout, 12 pounds and 32 inches, 2 club points, 554 of the fishing points, or I mean bucks, and 59 XPs on here. So not too bad. We've done pretty good on that one. And on my net, on my let's see on what I got here on my pin, about 112 pounds is what we got so far. So not bad. So we see we'll bring in a couple more fish in here. No, I got a bigger pin than that. I got a pin that's, I believe it's like 550-pound pin or even bigger than that. This one here, I brought in the smaller pin, 220. That's what I want, what I got on here. Oh, that's a good sized fish that just jumped out there. Now I noticed that they've actually made better. They got the fish usually would jump up. You wouldn't see them that much. Like you didn't see the fish details, but it seems like they've changed it, and they've been doing a better job in showing some of the fishes to come out of the water, and you'll see them out there flying around. Nothing there. I go straight out to this one out here. Wait a minute. I'll go out to this one over here. Oh, we can bring in the fish here. Bring in the big one. So we're still trying to. We caught a couple of good lake trouts here. It's not too bad. And the previous video to this one, I caught some bigger lake trout. I had like about a 40-pound lake trout, which wasn't that bad. Now I noticed with the club points, they're kind of, you know, they don't give you a lot of club points for these fish. I guess also species, some species get more club points than others on that. So I'm still getting to use to see what the club points do. And maybe somebody can explain what these club points are for. What's the deal with other? I mean, if the club point is only there to just, you know, show off your club, the more points you have, the more better fishermen you have, and if that's the only reason they exist, kind of light. You know, I would prefer it if you get club points because you're going to get awards. You know, you get better fishing tackle. Everybody in the club that gets up to a certain levels of point will get some good fishing tackle or rods or whatever the deal. You know, whatever the deal, or even a boat. You know, but if you make it where almost nobody gets anything and you only the really top out of thousands and thousands of fishermen out here are making anything on it, no. I think I mean, it wouldn't be attractive to me having a club. Unless I'm on Patreon and people are making donations to the club, and then it will make a little sense for people running the club. But if it's just that you're not really making, and people should also in the club, if you're making some points, should also get some kind of awards. Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna find ways to monetize this and make some gifts for the people playing the game, you're going to have to think through what you're doing, because some of this stuff could actually turn off people's way of looking at some games. There are games out there because they monetize a living yang out of it, and everything costs money. It's not money. It's like everything that you would do in that game costs money. Just about. If you want to make it better, and then it kind of turns you off, and you stop playing the game. Say enough of this BS. You know, I mean, you can go and buy some stuff. I'm not talking about Fish Planet. I'm talking about other games and I'm talking about games in general. All right, that you can go and spend some money on. I mean, it's fair because of, these games take employees, and it takes money to develop. And some of these games, before they change over to a new update, could take months and months on working on those updates, and people got to get paid, and corporations got to get paid. So I understand that part. All right. So they got to make money somehow. But there are people that contribute to these games. They'll spend a lot of time playing whatever game it could be. It is, and that's their time. They invest to this game. They actually make the game more popular by getting more people to actually see what they're doing online, and they go on social media and they promote the game, and they get little or nothing in return. And I think this is where the company has to step in and say, you know what, we're going to award these people that actually help out with these games. Let's see what we got here. And we got ourselves another Atlanta salmon, and this is a 9 pound and 0.4, 28 inches, a little bit over 28 inches, 73 XPs, and 2 club points and 428 buckaroos on this. So not too bad for that Atlanta salmon. Let's see if we can bring in a couple more in there for the Atlanta salmon. Now, if you guys are wondering where I'm fishing at, I'm right here on Moose Lake. Towards the left of the dock, around maybe around 10 meters away. No, I'll say 10 meters, around about 8 meters away from the dock. Let me see where I'm at here. Turn it around. Yeah, maybe around 10, maybe around 8, 10 meters away from the dock. All right, a couple yards away there. And I'm in this area. You can see my markers out here. And I like fishing Moose Lake because the size of the fish are pretty good. Now, to me, one of the best places to fish on Fishing Planet, I've always had luck under. Maybe other people haven't had the luck I had. Has been that Crab Island. I always like that, but I don't have it on this one. The reason I don't have it on here is because I have a different PlayStation, and I had the Fisherman. I have it on the Fisherman, which is the same thing as the Fishing Planet, the same company. But because they stopped. We'll see what I got before I go on my story. Lake trout, 7 pounds, almost 8 pounds, 27 inch, 2 club points, 357 buckaroos for the game money, and 38 XPs, so not too bad. So we'll keep that one. So like I said, I had the Fisherman, which is the same thing as Fishing Planet, except that one you can buy the game. It has a couple more benefits. But because they stopped updating it, they were not updating it. You're not getting new maps. You're not getting the new updates you want to see on that game. After a year, I gave up on it. I kind of wasted an entire year playing Fisherman, because nothing came out of it. It just basically the game got stuck on one thing. As the same thing, and there was no real update. I was kind of hoping that they will give you like everything on the Fishing Man. They will give you the new maps coming out. And everything that upgraded on Fishing Planet will upgrade on Fisherman, and maybe even better because it was more of an upscale. To me, it was more like an upscale. It seemed like a more of an upscale game, but it turned out to be nothing. It turned out to be a game that went nowhere, and no fishing, no new maps, and no anything that actually made the game better. So I spent, you could say, I wasted time on that Fisherman. If I would have put the same time that I put on the Fisherman on the Fishing Planet, by now I would have been probably finished with all the levels. I would have been done with all those levels. Alright. So I wasted my time on the Fisherman, and I think the Fisherman basically has died. on that I don't know. I don't think many people are playing the Fisherman. They're mostly out here back on Fishing Planet again, playing the regular Fishing Planet game. Alright. So it is what it is, people. Sometimes it's weird. I think some of these developers, they try new ideas and maybe they just don't have it. They haven't thought it through completely, and they haven't been able to finish the project or really, think about what the public thinks about the project. And the project, to me, it looked like it went dead on them. It may have gone dead. I'm not sure. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's still going. But as far as me, I have no interest in going back into the Fisherman, which is the same thing as Fishing Planet. pretty much the same. I just have no interest in going back there. I don't see nothing expanded. I see since I've been on the fishing planet, I don't know how many new maps have come into the fishing. I mean, the fisherman. I don't know how many new maps has gone in. Like more maps have come into the fishing planet, and there seems to have the fishing planet community. You could say has been better, more focused on their game. You could say on this game than the fisherman. So that one's kind of to me has died out. So I don't see. A matter of fact, maybe I'll even delete it off my my PlayStation here because it's running. My PlayStation needs more space for other stuff that I want to do. It may even get deleted. So, and I'll just keep the fishing plant. And it probably kind of hurts the company, the company, the developer of this game, because if they come up with some kind of a new fishing game, it's going to be hard to convince me to go and spend any kind of money in getting that new game. What for? If they already failed in one game, it looks like they failed on that fishing man, or they just didn't want to continue to update. I don't know what the deal happened there. So it wouldn't turn me. I will have a hard time like saying, I'm going to go and give me the new game by Fishing Planet, by the developers of Fishing Game Planet that has to do with fishing. Oh, we got something big here. Okay. Well, something has come up here. I don't know what that is. But there may be a bigger fish here. Okay, not that big. I thought it might have been something. It looked like it was going to be something bigger at the beginning, but kind of died out. It's not that bad, not too shabby. It's actually a good strike here. 15 pounds, 34 inches, a little bit over 34 inches, 4 club points, and 1,295 club bucks, and 264 XPs. Not too shabby. And there you go. So that wasn't that bad. Let's see if we get something else there. Maybe if I go towards the left, towards the right here better. We'll get something bigger. So game time here, we have 1 p.m. And this is around the time you start getting some of the bigger fish on here. Now, like I said, I let the lure go down a little bit, about halfway, before I start bringing it in. And sometimes when you go deeper, you'll get some of the bigger lake trouts. But it can come out down the road here. It could be in the next 20 minutes or even more. Well, all of a sudden you'll get these big lake trouts. I'll say bing, bang, bang. You have some really good hits on lake trouts. Alright, let me lower my, hang on a second, my drag on here because it's a little bit high. And I don't want to snap, in case anything big comes on there, I may end up snapping the line. If your line is a 30-pound test, should keep your drag at around 15, 14. Keep your drag down in case you get something big. If you get, you're just like kind of like divided in half where you want to put your drag at, or even less than that, because you can get something big that could snap your line. And you could always, even if the fish is bigger than what the line requirements are, you can maybe bring him in with no problem. If you can play with him, let him get tired out. Alright. But if your drag is way up there and you're almost at the limit of your line with your drag, then once you catch a fish, you could snap your line off. So keep your drag down. Let's see what we got here. If we get any other hits here. So as I've been talking about this development of these games, some games they really pump the living yang out of the player. Trying to get money off the players with all kind of little things going. And what it does is it turns off the player. It just gets the player, enough of this. I don't need to continue to play this. And if I want to advance in the game, I got to spend more and more money. And a lot of people say, the heck with this. They just overdo it, and people just get out. And then some games could be actually made a lot better, and they just don't expand. Oh, this one is really. Let me get my drag up here, because this one decided to go running out there. Try to play him a little here, and bring him in. Let's see what we got here. And there's another lake trout, almost 13 pounds, 33 inches, and we got 63 XPs, 2 club points, and 587. Not too shabby. Alright, so I've been going over. You can see my marker right there at the tip of my rod. You'll see a green marker sticking up. You can barely see it, but it's out there. And that's what I'm aiming towards there. And then when I don't catch anything there, there's another marker. There's actually 2 markers over here. And I think I got 3 markers in there. I just kind of stupid marker. I ended up putting all these dumb markers over for different species of fish. But it's out there. So you don't catch nothing there, and you don't catch nothing there. I go in the middle, and I'll catch sometimes. So I'm like going back and forth. I'm going here, 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 all 3 spots there, and see if I can catch anything. But right now, around this time, I've had a lot of luck in catching here, catching lake trouts towards the left here. All right, around this time. In the past, I've had luck there catching lake trouts on here. We'll see how long it goes here. I won't be here too long. There's some things I gotta do. I'm just trying. I gotta go look to see how much money I made so far, as far if I paid for the trip and if I made a profit on this, then I'm okay. If not, I'll have to stay here a little longer. Because you want to be, when you come out here and you spend the 7,000 or whatever money it takes to come out here, you want to be able to make enough money off that trip that at least you pay for your trip and you pay for your license in case you're renting the license. Alright, not just come out, you know, and don't catch enough fish to pay for the trip or the license and end up having a losing game. Then all your points go down and you're not making enough. You know, next time you want to go fishing, you just don't have enough to go fishing. So at least make enough for the trip and the license that you have before you call it quits. You know what I mean? And get out. If you're having a bad day, you're not catching anything in that game that you're in, on that map that you're in. Now, when I have enough coins, I usually like to buy the license. If I have enough coins and I can buy some good map that I'm catching a lot of fish, like Moose Lake here. I want to buy the license here on Moose Lake, but I have not been able to make enough points on it, enough coins on it to buy it. Here we go. We got 8 pounds, 26 inches, and 2 club points, 368 buckaroos there, and 63 XPs. So not bad. So Moose Lake is one of the ones that I would like to purchase the license, so I have to come out here and buy one or rent one every time I come out here. So I like to purchase that. Now that was the thing about the Fisherman, the other game, the Fisherman called the Fisherman. That your license, you were already got your licenses to fish. So that was the one of the important things about that. One good thing about that game. But if you're not going to update the game, and the game is not going to get new maps, and you're not going to really move that game forward, it's just going to die. And that's basically what happened to the Fisherman. It's a game that died out, and I wasted maybe probably almost 2 years in that game. Who knows? I mean, since they came out, I almost got it, and I wasted a lot of time in that game. And there we go. We got another one coming in here. Let's see what we got here. And this here will be this guy here. Let's pull it a little bit here. What we got here? Okay, we got an Atlantis salmon. We got a trophy on that one, and this one's actually 19 pounds. A little bit over 19 pounds, 35 inches, and we got 3 club points on that. 875 club points. I mean, money, bucks, you could say. And 157 XPs. So not too shabby, on that one. Okay, so let's see if we can get a couple more out here. Now, around noon to about 1 or 2, you'll start catching some good fish around here. Let's see if we can keep this going here. Alright. For those that want to join the club, now you know that the Fisherman has clubs The name to join, if you want to join this one here, that it will be on YouTube. When I play this game, I like to do it live on YouTube. That's what I'm planning on doing. Is Son of a Donut on YouTube. Son of a Donut on YouTube, and that will be the live game. All right. That will be the club's name for this club here. So if you want to join, feel free to join. You put in requests, and I just once I okay the request, I think you're good to go. So when you see me out here doing a live show, and you want to join the game here, you can join the game. And then we end up making points. Like whatever points we make, we'll all end up making points here. And then one day maybe they'll tell us exactly what we're going to do with all these points. So we're up to 188 pounds, and my net goes up to, my keeper goes up to 220 pounds, I think. Because that's small. I brought the small one. I didn't bring the big one. Out here. The thing is about the wear and tear on these equipment that you use out here. Sometimes you gotta change things around so you just don't end up having to go and find or waste more money and buy a whole brand new equipment, or you have to fix it. It costs a lot of money to fix a lot of this equipment. Alright. So nothing there. Right, what do we got here? We had something there. I think we had something from the bottom. That's just junk shells, I guess, from the bottom. It's a lot of shells here. Alright, throw that away. Let me go in this direction here. I haven't heard much bleep bleep on my fish finder, so not much action down there, it looks like. So again, I'm letting the lure go down about halfway before I bring it in. Let's see if we get something else here. Let's see. Not much going on there. What I do is most of the time when it's around this time, 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock, game time I'm talking about, I'll end up fishing towards that marker down there, the one that I put. But once in a while, I'll shoot something towards the right, because sometimes they'll move in that direction, and you'll catch something there. So once again, I'll let it go down at least halfway before I start bringing it in. It's more shallow over here. It's deeper towards the center there, towards the right. And again, what I'm using out here is the Blue Spinner Bullet. There we go. There we got something on there. Something pretty good size here. Now, I think Moose Lake is where I've broken more rods than any other of the lakes out here. So here we go. 12 pounds, not too shabby. 32 inches. 2 club points. This is the lake trout. 567 buckaroos there. 61 XPs. So there you go. Not too bad. I'll go down there. You know, when you get into this game, you're trying to level up. You see I don't know. I noticed that the gear that you're able to purchase never meets up with the bigger ships, the bigger fish in that level. And you have to wait like to go up another 2 or 3 more levels, and then come back to that level to catch the bigger fish from that lake that you're in. But I think Moose Lake may have been the lake that I probably broken more rods than any other lake. And that's because at the beginning I started coming in here. Another shell. Maybe we put all these shells together. We're going to have a big oyster fest here. So Blue 6, get yourself a PlayStation 4 Plus. Download the fishing game. And you can be over here on your own boat fishing right over here. No big deal, man. Prepare for that, yeah. Hang on. Got another bite. We got another. This is a smaller fish, I think. Yeah, it should be a smaller fish here. Let's see what we got here. Now it's another lake trout, but it's kind of like we're getting some of the small lake trouts. This one is 7 pounds, a little bit over 7 pounds, 26 inches and a half. Yeah, about a half. And two club points, 321 we have got in bucks here, game bucks, and 35 XPs. So not too bad here. Yeah, not too bad. But you notice I'm continuing to hit the same area here. Alright, and game time, we're up to 2 o'clock here in the afternoon. On game time. Let it go down a little bit here before I start bringing it in. Let me see some of the bigger fish here. I've also, late afternoon, I've had some luck here on Moose Lake with some of the bigger fish. Now, they used to be steelheads. When I started this game, when I first started getting into this game, and I made it to Moose Lake the first time around, they were steelheads. And after that, they moved the steelheads to California, the California Lake. And you couldn't catch them no more here on Moose Lake. I think what happened is somebody had the species wrong for this kind of lake. And they had steelheads here on Moose Lake. And then I guess they realized that those fish are not found in this kind of lake at this altitude. Because I mean, up in Alberta, Canada. So they reassigned the steelheads over to the California Lake, and you don't see them here anymore out here in Moose. I guess somebody maybe said something about it. Say, hey man, you got the wrong species of fish for up in that area in Alberta. They don't have steelheads. Maybe somebody said something about that. And when I'm talking about this is quite a while back, and that's about the time that I started to fish. Fishing plant. We got a pretty good hit here. I hope I don't fall off the boat again. Like this is exactly what I was doing last time, and I fell off the boat and got into this weird glitch that I couldn't get back on the boat. Okay, here we go. Good size one here, 30 pounds, man. I got enough fish here for the entire neighborhood. 44 inches, three club points. And it paid $13.80 in bucks here, and 307 XPs. Not too bad. Get some coffee. Blue 6, you want me to get some coffee, huh? We get some people to join. We gotta get some people to join the club here. You know, when I did this a couple of years ago, when I have not done live broadcasts in quite a while, but I used to do Fish Planet. I did it for quite a bit. Live broadcasts, and I had a couple people, you could say they were not members, but back then there was no club, but they will, every time they see me out here, they wanted to fish live with me out here. And but I changed the console. I went from a PlayStation, because the kids kept bugging me about a PlayStation, because everybody wanted to use, we only had one PlayStation, so everybody kept bugging each other for, you know, they all wanted to use the PlayStation. And I ended up getting a PlayStation Plus for me, and they had their PlayStation. But then I ended up restarting the entire game, and I lost those people that I had no idea where they went, and they no longer, because I ended up doing a whole brand new account for that. Another shell? Is that another shell? These are small shells. These are like little shells here. All right. There you go. You see, I told you that gives, once you catch so much of those garbage shells or whatever, you get some points. And actually, it's not that bad because you get some of the rare coins, fish coins. They're kind of rare to get, so we got 2 here. So not that bad, not too shabby. All right, so, and then what happened after that, After I had the PlayStation Plus and I was doing the Fish Planet, I kind of stopped doing the live broadcasts. I really didn't get back into live broadcasts of Fishing Planet anymore. And I got another. Oh, that's another way. That's another way. Let's see what we got here. I got something else coming in here. What do we got here? There you go. This is a 11 pounder and 32 inches. It paid. It's a trophy, so it actually paid 3 club points, 829 buckaroos here, 156 XP. So not too shabby. We're doing good on that one there. I thought my pin was going to get full by now. Where is it? Oh, I still got space, I guess, on my pin. That don't make no sense. Kind of. Is my pin 247 pounds? I feel like that the numbers are wrong on my pin. Because I got 247 fish here. I mean pounds of fish. My maximum on my pin says 220. So I should have maxed out already. Maybe on next fish. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think maybe there's another glitch on here. We'll see what happens. I should have maxed out the pin. So I had all these people that, you know, they used to come out here. Not a lot of people. They used to come out here and we did fishing. And they would join the game and do the fishing. We'll talk some stuff. But like I said, I went from PlayStation to PlayStation Plus, and that was another account that I left that account over there, never went back to it again. And then I went to this one, to a PlayStation Plus account, and then I ended up getting out of that PlayStation Plus account and went to the Fisherman and played that. So 3 accounts, you could say. And each account, I've made it up, except for this one. The Fisherman, I made it up to Alaska, to the Alaskan level. And on the other one, I made it up to the Alaskan level. On this one, because I was spending my time on Fisherman, and then I gave it up. I opened up this account not too long ago, the new fishing game one, Fishing Planet one. And I'm only up to the level like 30. I think it's a 32 level, 34 level, and I've made. But I played Alaska. I like to play Alaska a lot, but after a while, for whatever reason, it got kind of boring, and I stopped playing Alaska. When I was playing Alaska with my other accounts, the map got kind of boring, and in order to keep this game going, you have to continue to add new maps. That's the only way this game is going to survive. Because once you reach these top level maps, and you're just going back to the top level over and over, there's nothing else to do. To me, the people just get turned off and say, move on to some other kind of game, or why continue to play? You're just going to be doing things over and over. I mean, it's kind of relaxing. You go. I have actually, there's a lake on here called Emerald Lakes. It's the New York lake. And even though I'm up in the higher levels, I like to go back to that one and play that once in a while, because it's kind of like a relaxing lake. I like to play that. So I'm kind of confused about my pin. My max on the pin is 222, but I'm way over that. I don't get it. Maybe something happened to that. I got a bite on there, but it didn't stick. So like I said, to keep this game going, you have to have new maps. I mean, keep the map thing going. At least every 4 or 5 months, they should add a new map. New areas to fish, new maps. And I think you don't have to add new countries. What it should be just new maps. Like if you get the state of Florida, there's a whole bunch of places to fish in Florida. So just, you have the Everglades. Okay, fine. Then go get another map. Maybe Lake Okeechobee and And so you can maybe, if they really wanted to, they could add a map every 4 months. And it's not like they're going to run out of fishing spots. I don't think there's thousands and thousands, I believe, of fishing spots around the entire world. All right, so you're not going to run out of that. It's just making a new map, you know. And then instead of making like a level 32, you can make a level 32.5 or something like that, where you'll get the map if you're at that level already, and you don't have to level up. We shouldn't have to level up every time we get a new map. Alright, we should just be able to get into that level. Some people just should be able to get into that level if you're at 32 or at 40 or 28 or 22. Alright. And there's other ways of conducting business as far as the maps go. Alright. And it shouldn't be like every time, oh, new map, level up, you have to level up. And maybe it should be different baits. You can make money. They can make money off the different baits for that kind of fish on that lake or river or whatever the deal is. Instead of having to level people, getting new gear and all. There's another clam. So far we quite a few clams here. And there's the whole thing about fishing out, ocean fishing and all that, and that people have been talking about. You know, when are we going to go fishing to the ocean? There's some other games out there that try the ocean fishing. They've done a fair job with it. Problem is, the ocean is so big, the depths are so broad, you could say. I mean, you can go from, you know, from the shoreline to a couple miles deep. so I think what happened is just it's hard to understand, well, how are the people going to fish out in the ocean in the game where these depths are so wild. Alright. But I think if you just made it like, let's take the Florida Keys. Now I lived in the Florida Keys for quite a when I was younger. I lived there quite a few years. You know, you're going to go fishing out to the reef, and the reef depth of the reef you're looking at, you know, around 30 something feet, you know, 50 feet. Some areas, you know, maybe deeper, but that's around the area you're going to be fishing at. That's about how far down you're going to be fishing. And maybe that's where they should make it. You know, don't go crazy and try to put the entire ocean in with all the depths in it. And just have a max out where the fish, you're going to find fish only up to around 30 feet, 50 feet. And that's it. So that way you don't have to figure out the depth of your lures or your stuff. And then you can bring in and introduce tuna and sharks and all kind of species of different type of fish. You know, bring in some of the marlins and this kind of stuff, and then put in a boat, which you know it would be a higher level for something like that, ocean fishing, and you'll have your boat, which you can obtain different sized boat to go out in the ocean, and maybe able to bring in some kind of a boat they control or whatever the deal is, and others you can just fish off it. So there's different ideas they can expand. They can actually expand this game, I think, up by 5 times what it is right now, and possibly gain way more people to come fish on it. There you go, another clam. All right, but it's just having imagination, and it's not all about pumping and making money. It's also you can expand the graphics and the whole 9 yards of this game, and then you make way more money by bringing in more people to the game. And they gotta take all the tournaments and trash the entire. To me, they gotta trash the entire tournaments. All right. Problem is, too many people figure out where the fish is at, and there are some people on PC that have the special codes, if you know what I mean. I cannot play tournaments. I get frustrated right away when I get into a tournament, and I'm trying, and I just got there, and when the tournament just opened up, you see some guy already caught fish. How in the hell? You haven't even had time to throw a line in the water, and you already got fish. And they're beating the living crap out of you. You have no way to catch up. So I gave up on tournaments. I just like, they got to do something about that. You got to make it where it's fair to everybody to be in a tournament, you know, and where people can enjoy the tournaments and get some of the benefits of the tournament, but maybe have a cool down on tournaments. Look, if you won one tournament, you cannot enter that tournament at least for another month. All right, so it cools down the tournament and turns off anybody that might have found a way or some gadget, some way to get into the tournament and beat the crap out of it all the time. You can pretty much see the same people always being the same tournament over and over and over and over. And not because they're great fishermen, it looks like they found something, some way to do it. All right, so that's why it turned me off. I don't play the tournaments. You'll never see me playing tournaments out here on any of this stuff out here. It's always the same thing. Now, there's probably some people that honestly beat those tournaments, but there's times that I could say, oh, I'm up in third place or fourth place, and all of a sudden, from 1 second to the other, you're at the bottom of the tournament. And like, what the heck, you know? And you have no time left to recover, you know. So it's something funky, something phony baloney about the tournament that's turned me off. I don't play it. And that's what I think. I think the tournaments have to be redone. I haven't caught much here. I'm going to have to start shooting the other direction. I've been talking a lot of stuff here, but I'm not catching anything. Let me go this way here, this direction here. I think tournaments could be really fun if you're able to get into tournaments and once in a while win. And feel like you have a fair chance of winning the tournament. All right, and a lot more people will get into the tournaments and try to win the tournaments, and make maybe more valuable tournaments. You know, where, you know, if you somebody that wants to play 10, 20 games, at least out of every time you play 10 tournaments, you're going to win one. At least get into third place, but not that you're going to play 30, 40, 50 tournaments and never make it to anything. It just turns you off, and you say, "Well, the heck, I'm playing no more tournaments." You know. There you go. There you go. Another one there. 9 pounds and 28 inches. Atlantis salmon. Two club points. 443 of the buckaroos. 76 XPs on there. You know, another thing that kind of turned me off, once I get to the Alaska level, that I really get kind of turned off by the entire, I don't go further than that, is because it gets so hard to level up, and it's so time consuming to get the, you know, the bar of the level to even move up a little bit. You say, the heck with this. You know, I'll spend my time, I have a life to live, and I'll spend my life in something else than just sitting in front of a screen, you know, frustrating the living yang out of me, to level up. It shouldn't be that way. Once the game starts getting frustrating, people, that's what these developers don't. I don't think they get it through their heads. Once the game becomes something like frustrating to the player, and it becomes so difficult and hard, people will drop the game. They'll stop playing it. No matter how attractive it is and how nice it is, people will just stop playing the game. Alright, that's what I think a lot of these developers don't get that through their heads. You know, you make the game almost impossible. Listen, I would love to be up there in the Brazilian and these higher levels and fish some new lakes. But you got to go through so many more lakes, and like I say, once I get to the Alaskan level, I about had it. Once I get to that level of Alaska, I about had it with the game. And I ended up restarting the game, like I said, because of other reasons, but it's not because I was going to continue to go past the Alaska level. Probably not even going to play it anymore. All right. And I restarted, and the only reason I gone back into the game is because I restarted in a different console from the bottom up. But if I would have stayed with the Alaska level, I probably would not be playing this game today. Because it's so frustrating to level up. You know. I'm glad they put in the crab. I thought that was a good thing about Fisherman, that you could buy Crab Island, which has really, really good fishing. It's one of the best spots that I love fishing at, and you can really do some good fishing there and level up. But that was one of the reasons I had it. And now I'm here on this game. I don't have Crab Island. I had it on some kind of package that I got, one of those packages you get here on PlayStation. You can get, and it came with Crab Island. You know, and I played it a bit on here, but I no longer have it. You have to level up to that to get Crab Island, and that's when I like to play that one. But like I said, if it gets too hard for you to level up in any of these games, any game on console or on a PC, people say the heck with it. Just leave it. You know, you can only push so far before people just give up on the thing and they move on. So move on with life in case of these games are fishing, like this fishing game. I think a lot of older people play this, and there's some people that actually you can learn some skills from this game. You can learn about lures. You can learn about the spoons and the lines and the effect on lines and drags and all this. So this kind of little bit of fishing tips you can learn here. Stuff you can learn actually when you go fishing, actual fishing. Yeah, it actually can improve your skill of catching fish. I believe it could. So it's not like some of these people they say, oh, we got a simulator and it doesn't really teach you anything about whatever that skill that whatever's in that game. This one it's a fishing simulator that actually could teach you something about fishing before if you've never been fishing. I've not been fishing. I was born with a fishing rod. You could say, oh, fishing line in my hand, in some ways. All right. So I mean, I have a long history of fishermen in my family, actual commercial fishermen, and I was born with a fishing line in my hand. All right. And I remember before I was going to school, I already was fishing out close to the ocean, you know, with my family. And I've always liked fishing. So did all kind of fishing. And that's why I was also, you can see, you heard me say something that I used to live down in the Florida Keys, and that's because, you know, my family involved with commercial fishing. Here we go. We got another one there. What we got here? Oh, wow, this one's kind of like pulling it in here. If I can play him a little here. There you go. 18 pound. Man, we got a trophy on this lake. It's actually a lake trout. 37 inches, and we got 3 club points on here. 852. The club money, 96 XPs, not bad. So not too shabby, pretty good, pretty good. And I'm still confused about my pin here. My pin's max is 222 pounds, and I've caught already up to 285 pounds. So I'm like way over. I want to go look at something. See the amount of fish I caught today here from this rebroadcast of this. Let me get over there. Oops, that's the wrong one. Here we go. So right now, yeah, I might oh, that's the maximum fish weight. Where in the heck is the pin? I thought it was, unless they took that out. I don't see the pin, how much you can need them. How much weight you can get in the pin. And I've been looking at the maximum weight on that. Not the pin, but something else. But so far I got 285 pounds is what I got. And I made up in awards. I have made up 14,060 in awards. Got about 20 coins. So not too shabby. Alright, the maximum size fish I got here. It's in the bottom or the top? Yeah, it's in the bottom here. Whoops. Yeah, I have a little problem with my controller. So, maximum size has been a 44 pound lake trout, 53 inches. So not too bad on there. I want to go check my pin out. What the hell do I have for a pin? Oh, I got the 551 pound pin is what I got. I thought it was smaller than the one that I thought I put the smaller one in here today. I guess not. Alright, so I just had the large. That's why it hasn't filled up. I was thinking it was going to get up to 22 or something. I'm looking at the wrong number on there. So I think this is where we're going to go up to today. So we did pretty good. And we paid back for the trip we took out there to Moose Lake, and we made a little bit of profit, made some coins. So not too shabby. You can see my level there says 32. Again, don't go by that level. Actually, I've gone as high as Alaska, another consoles, and if I was still playing on Fisherman, I would be up there in Alaska. So, but I like I said, this is more like it's actually a newer one that I've opened up. I loaded this game on this console at the beginning, but when Fisherman was out, I went over there and never played it back again. This place, the Fishing Planet, the regular one, I never played it. So I got back into it again. Now I've been playing it in the last couple of months, and slowly you can see I've been creeping up there to 32. But again, probably if I get to the Alaska level, that's probably where it's going to plateau for me. I don't think I'll go beyond. It just gets too slow to level up, and I just don't. I may not go up anymore, and we'll see what happens on there. So anyway, thank you guys for coming out here. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's show. Don't forget to give thumbs up and give good commentary and all the good stuff. And if you join the club, hopefully you'll get into. Let me see the club. I'll show you the club over here. This club thing came in about a day ago too. And that is the club right there. That's the logo of the club. And you can see it says the name of the club, Son of a Donut, on YouTube. You can, when you want to search for the club, all you got to do is go to Son of a Donut. On the club, search on Son of the Donut on the club if you want to find this club, and then you can join the club. You can request to join, request to become a member of the club, and I can play anything from level 1 to as high as level 32 right now on the club. Alright, on this club. So you can. Right now we got about 91 points. Maybe down the road somebody will elaborate more on what these points are going to be used for, if they're useful for anything. And we'll see where it goes from there. And what I want to do is every time I play the club, I don't want to play the club offline. Like if I play the club, not offline, well, I'm just playing the club for the heck of it with nobody there. I like to be able to play this club on YouTube. So I play it on YouTube. I want to play it live. So maybe when you see the club, that's because I'm live and doing a video on YouTube. So we'll see how that goes. So anyway, you guys, thank you guys for coming out here. God bless you all, and good luck to all your fishing out here. And like I said, this is the best game out there for fishing. To me, I don't think you're gonna find a better one. It has its things. So I give my, you could say my positive parts, what I like about this game, and some things that I don't like about the game. But you're not gonna find a better game than the Fishing Planet. I don't think there's a better one out there, with all the action and the way it's played, and it's actually a very good simulator to fishing. So I don't think there's nothing out there better than this. So anyway, you all have a great one. Thank you guys for coming out here. Don't forget to become members of the club, and I'll see you maybe tomorrow around the same time I came out here today. All right, so bye bye now. Thank you.